We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation mantras. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. As we are studying Kathopanishad, let us chant the prayer for both the Guru and the Shishya Vaivasvata, that is Mrityu, Devata, Yama, and Nachiketa. So please, one of you please repeat after me. Om
ॐ
Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते
Vaivasvataya
वैवस्वताय
Mrityave
मृत्यवे
Brahma Vidyacharyaya
ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय
Nachiketase cha.
नचकेतसे च।
Cha. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are studying Kathopanishad, right? Welcome back. I could not conduct the classes for past several weeks, so we need to catch up on where we were, right? Now here, what are we studying from a story perspective is Nachiketa, who was the younger son of Uddhalaka, the son of Uddhalaka, and he saw that his father was performing a yajna and thought that his father was doing something incorrect. What was his father was doing is that his father was donating all old cows which are not really useful in any manner. Instead of being beneficial, they're actually more expensive to maintain for those people who receive those. So when that happened, what he did was he raised this issue with his dad and asked, instead of asking like, why are you doing this way? He said, because the reason why his father is donating all of those bad cows and not good cows is because he want to save the good ones for his son. If I am not there, okay, then my dad doesn't need to save anything for my sake. So with that intent, he asked his father, who are you going to give me to? Initially, his father did not respond, but when Nachiketa insisted multiple times, he said, I'm giving you to Yama. Taking those words as God's intent, Nachiketa, without any fear, reached the Yamaloka. The Yamaloka is like the domain of Lord Yama. When he reached there, Yama was not there to receive him, so he stayed outside for 3 days and 3 nights. Even though his family, Yama's family, invited him to stay he did not do, and without any food or sleep, he stayed outside. When Yama came back from whatever trip he was on, he was informed about it, and then immediately Yama ran to Nachiketa, and even though it is not his mistake, it is a Grihastha Dharma to take care of a Brahmana Atithi who comes without time, right? So without any earlier intimation. And he could not take care of it. So that's why uh, as a praschita, he wanted to give 3 boons to Nachiketa. The first boon that Nachiketa encashed was that when he goes back to his home, because he was dead, right? His father recognizes him, his father is happy to see him, and everything is back to normal, which Yama has granted. The second boon was a little bit more whereas the first boon was to make sure that his father is happy, the second boon was more for society, including his father, of course. What is that? My father was doing this kind of yajnas to attain some kind of Swargaloka. So there is a yajna that I want to understand where by which they can, without losing individuality, they can, the jiva can enjoy for longest time. So that is called as Nachiketa Agni. So, and he wanted to learn how it is done. So Yama taught that knowledge to Nachiketa, and he tested Nachiketa by asking him to repeat, and Nachiketa repeated everything exactly the way Yama taught him. Then Yama was very happy, and he gave another, like a bonus boon, saying that this uh, yajna would be called as Nachiketa Agni from moving forward. Then for the third boon, when he asked, Nachiketa threw through a question, something that Yama did not expect. In the 20th mantra, it is said, Eyam prete vichikitsa manushe asti iti eke nayam asti iti cha eke. Etad vidya manushishta stvayaham varana esha varastupriya. So the question was very deep, saying that people say that some people say that there is something beyond, and some people say that there's nothing beyond. Beyond what? Beyond death. Okay. So I want to understand what is this there beyond death. Okay. So please teach me. This is my third boon. Now here, for lack of better word, I use the word death, but the word Nachiketa did not use the word death, but hereafter. Now, hereafter, when Nachiketa is saying, see, typically, like for me and you, when we say hereafter, that means that beyond this physical body. But in case of Nachiketa, he was already beyond his physical body. Because he is already beyond his physical body, that means that Sukshma Karna Sharira alone are there. So now his question is not about, and then he's looking at Yama. So that means that his question is not about the mere physical death. Okay, what happens to that he knows, right? And he also learned about, in a second boon, he also learned about how to go to these higher lokas, higher domains of existence, realms of existence, and experience bliss there for a long period of time. So he is aware of all of that. And then if he's asking this, he's asking what happens beyond not just the Stula Sharira, the physical body, but beyond Sukshma Sharira and Karna Sharira. That is the question. Now, when this question has asked, now Yama initially refused to answer, saying that on this topic, okay, on this topic, even the devatas cannot understand properly. It cannot be easily comprehended. This knowledge is very subtle. So you must ask for a different boon. And then he said, like, please don't bind me with this request. Instead, free me from this question. That is what Yama said. When Yama said that, Nachiketa was very intelligent boy. He said, see, Yamaraja, it is my bhagya, okay, my luck that I'm standing in front of you and I'm talking to you. So you are saying that this knowledge cannot be even comprehended by devatas, but you know this knowledge. Okay, so if I go and ask these devatas, I'm not going to get this knowledge. Because I'm in front of you and you have this knowledge, you are the right person to give this knowledge. Why is Yama a right person? Because Yama is the mrityu alone, the death alone. So what happens after the death? So we're not talking about the death of the physical body, but we're talking about the death of the subtle and causal body as well. Okay. So what happens only you will know. So you are the best teacher, and there's no other better teacher. So Daivanam sandeha karna, even devatas cannot comprehend fully. Na suvijnaya, because it is so difficult to comprehend. You are the best teacher, and this is the best knowledge possible. So please teach me. Now, what happened is that Yama is testing Nachiketa. Why is he testing Nachiketa? Okay, so what is the purpose of this testing? Okay, because he could have simply said, yes, I'll teach you. But he did not say that. So now if imagine in India, right? Probably, I don't know how many of you remember this, or if you have done this, they sell mud pots. Okay, there used to be there are stores where stores means not on the roadside. They would sell different kind of jars, like mud based made with clay. So clay pots, clay because prior to the refrigerator, we used to pour water in those pots. Right? We used to call them as kuja. We used to call them as kunda. All of those, and they used to be that water used to be cold, and then we used to drink that water, right? So now when you go and you want to buy a pot, okay, like that, okay, mud pot. What one of the things people would do is that they will lift it and then they ting, tang, 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 they'll hit it. Why do they do that? They want to check if that pot is properly baked or not. If the pot is properly baked, then what happens is that the water is retained in that. If the pot is not properly baked, the water leaks through it. So we tap into the pot to verify that there's a baking is done. Now, in the same way, Yama is also testing if the student is properly baked. Okay? Is the student properly baked or not? What does it mean? What do you mean by, okay, so a pot, I understand. What do you mean by properly baked student or not? What it means is that even to pour that water in that pot, we are testing if that water can retain inside the pot or not. Now here, the knowledge of Brahmajnana is going to be given to Nachiketa. So, is he baked enough or not? So what is baked enough or not? Means, did you have proper Vishaya, like Vairagya, so that you can retain this knowledge and you can dwell on this knowledge? Not baking properly means that I still have some kind of Vishaya Vasanas, meaning likes and dislikes about the worldly things. So then what happens is this knowledge is leaked through, meaning you will forget the knowledge and we will run around these worldly things. So that is why the testing is being done by Yama. Now, also, there is a higher level of meaning to this, is that now I don't know you, you don't know me when we meet. So what we do is that in order to learn more about each other, we ask questions to each other. Who are you? What is your name? What is your background, etc. And as part of this question and answer, we learn more about each other. Now, Ishvara doesn't need to test anyone, okay, if this person is baked or not. Okay. Now, in the same way, okay, sorry. In the same ways, Yama also doesn't need to test anybody. Why? Yama is karma phaladata. That means for every good action does or every bad action we do, he is the decider about how to reward or punish. Now, whether we did a good action or a bad action is dependent upon whether our thoughts are good or bad. So he not only is basing his reward slash punishment on the mere action, but also based upon our intent behind that action. So that means what? He can see through our mind thoroughly. If Yama can see through our mind thoroughly, he can see Nachiketa's mind thoroughly. So he knows how good is Nachiketa. So then why is he taking the test? It is not to resolve a doubt in Yama's mind whether Nachiketa is fit enough or not, but it is to show to people like us about Nachiketa's readiness. Okay? So that is why you need to understand this context when we are studying the next 2 or 3 mantras. Okay. So with that preface, we will study the mantra number 23. Okay. I'll break the words first in the mantra and then we will chant. Okay. Shatayushaha. Shata Ayushaha. Putra Pautran Vrunishwa. Because Putra Pautran Vrunishwa. Bahun Pashun. Bahun Pashun. Hasti Hiranyam Ashwan. Together becomes Hasti Hiranyam Ashwan. Bhumer Mahadayatanam. Bhumehe Mahat Ayatanam. Vrunishwa Swayam Cha Jiva Sharado Yavat Ichhasi. Together becomes Yavad Ichhasi. So we will recite the mantra now. So one of you unmute yourself and repeat after me. Shatayushaha
शतायुषः
Putra Pautran Runishwa
पुत्रपौत्रान् वृणीष्व
Bahun Pashun
बहून् पशून्
Hasti Hiranyamashwan
हस्तिहिरण्यमश्वान्
Bhumer Mahadayatanam
भूमेर्महदायतनं
Vrunishwa
वृणीष्व
Swayam
स्वयं
Cha
च
Jiva
जीव
Sharado
शरदो
Yavadichhasi.
यावदिष्यसि
Yavadichhasi. So here, so what is he saying is that now what is the context here? So Yama said, even Devatas don't know this knowledge, they can't grasp. And Nachiketa responded, even Devatas cannot teach, so you better teach me. So for that reason, Eva Muktopi Punaha, so Bhashya, Shankaracharya ji says, एवमुक्तोऽपि पुनः प्रलोभयन्नुवाच मृत्युः. So, after listening to this, pralobha means to tempt. Okay? To tempt Nachiketa, Mrityu, meaning that Bhagavan, Yama is saying this. What is he saying? Shatayushaha, Shatam Varshani, Ayumshi Yesham Tan Shatayusha, Putra Pautran Vudishwa. So that means, instead of this boon that you're asking, I can grant you hundreds of children, hundreds of grandchildren. You can live hundreds of years. In fact, you can live as long as you want to. Okay? Kincha gavadi lakshanan bahun. So gavadi means go adi. Go means cattle. Okay? So gavadi lakshanan bahun pashun hasti hiranyam hasti cha hiranyam cha hasti hiranyam ashwans cha. So yeah, you can get like as many cattle as you want. I mean, like as well, like the cows and adi means cows and etc. Means what? Cows, buffaloes, maybe goats, whatnot, right? All those kind of cattle. Hasti Hiranyam. Hasti Hiranyam is Hasti cha Hiranyam. Hasti and Hiranyam. Hasti is elephants. You can get as many elephants you want. Hiranyam is gold. You can have as much gold as you want. Ashwam. Ashwam is horses. You can have as many horses you want. Kincha. Not only that. भूमेः पृथिव्याः महत् विस्तीर्णम् आयतनम् आश्रयं मण्डलं साम्राज्यं वृणीष्व. So that means you can get as big as possible territory as you want on this earth. So that means that you can become a king. And not just a king, you can become emperor. Even in the olden days, when Dharmaraja or Lord Sri Rama, when they did Ashwamedha Yaga, what happens? Wherever that Ashwa, the horse goes, that is their land. If you want to contest, and we will fight. And then we will win over you. That was the intent behind that Ashwamedha Yaga. So now, in case of Nachiketa, he doesn't need to do any Ashwamedha Yaga. He can say, I want entire India. Or, no, I want entire Asia. No, entire Eurasia, Europe and Asia and Africa, all of them put together. You say that, it is yours. Okay? So, that is what he is saying. Not only that, Kincha, Sarvama Apetya, the Anardhakam, Swayam Chet Alpayud Rititya Aha. Swayam Chatatvam Jiva Dhare Shariram Samagre Indriya Kalapam Sharada Varshani Yavat Ichhasit Jivitam. So the thing is that, you may be thinking that, Yama is going to give me all of this, but what if I don't live long enough? Okay, so I'm going to give you life as much as you want. And then, but when you leave, what if I leave, but my health is not good? No, I'll ensure that all your body parts are working properly and you are healthy, and you can decide when you want to depart from this earth. So, Bhishma also had that similar boon, right? I mean, for him, or Icha Maranam, right? He can decide when to die. So, you decide. So, this is how Yama was tempting the Nachiketa. Now, typically, if similar temptation is given to us, what we would say, we don't need all of that. Okay, the moment you say like $1 million sold, we'll say, yes, we don't need Atma Bodha or Atma Vidya, we'll go away. So for us, Yama is testing us, has tested us, but not in the way he gave the pralobha or temptation he offered to Nachiketa. How Yama is Kala. Kala means time. Okay. In Yama, everything merges and goes. So our studies of Kathopanishad was also tested in last 1 month by not having classes for 5 weeks or so. So because there were no classes, what happens? We lose interest, and maybe we say, okay, this is not right time. When maybe it is time. I mean, it will happen sometime in future. For now, we will stop attending these classes and we will enroll ourselves in some other activity. Like we'll keep ourselves busy with some other activity and drop from this. Why? Okay, so that could have happened. But what happened? That did not happen. All of you came back. So that means that Bhagwan is testing us in a different manner, and in our own way we passed the temptation that, okay, so our Tuesday evenings are free, so we can do something else. No, we did not do that, and when the time came back, we all assembled together and we are resuming the class. So this is how Yama is testing not just Nachiketa but the students of our current generation as well. Okay, so now, when this Nachiketa, when this is told to by Yama to Nachiketa that what all he can get, huge family, huge amount of wealth, huge amount of land, live as long as you want, he did not respond. So, in any kind of business transaction, it is said that if an offer is given on a table, if an offer is placed on a table, if you don't talk, like say for example, you go to a car dealership, the salesperson will say, "Oh, you want to buy a Toyota or BMW, whatever car, right?" They'll say, "Okay, this is our offer is." I'm making some number up, right? $45,500. The thing is that you should not ask for, oh, it is 45,500. Give it to me for 45,000 or 44,000, whatever. You just sit quietly and look at him, stare at him. Don't talk. Then he gets nervous. He'll think that, okay, this offer is not good enough. So he'll say, give me a minute. I'll go talk to my manager. And he goes inside and comes out with a better offer. In the same way, here, Nachiketa did not offer, he did not respond to this offer from Yama. So, Yama came with a higher offer. What is that? That is in 24th mantra. I'll break down the words and then we will chant. Etat and tulyam together becomes Etat tulyam yadi manyase varam vrunishva vittam chirajivikam. That is one word. Chirajivikam cha mahabhumau nachiketastwamedhi. That is nachiketaha tvam edhi kamanam tva kamabhajam karomi. This is the breakdown of mantra 24. Let us chant. One of you, someone else, please unmute yourself and repeat after me. Etat tulyam
एतत् तुल्यं
yadi
यदि
manyase
मन्यसे
varam
वरं
vrunishva
वृणीष्व
vittam
वित्तं
chirajivikam
चिरजीविकां
cha
च
mahabhumau
महाभूमौ
नचिकेतस्त्वमेधि
नचकेतस्त्वमेधि
कामानां
कामानां
त्वा
त्वा
कामभाजं
कामभाजं
करोमि.
करोमि.
So now, what he's saying is that etat tulyam, it means like whatever I'm offering, right? Etat tulyam yad manyase anyam varam vrunishva vittam prabhutam hiranyaratnadi chirajeevikam cha varshagananam jeevanam. So, now, like say for example, I gave you an offer. You may not think that there are certain challenges in here, right? Like say for example, uh, we were talking about car dealership, right? So they say, oh, we are going to give you interest-free loan for 4 years. And you say, no, 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 I'm going to pay by cash. So that interest-free loan has got no value for me. So then what happens? If that doesn't work out, this interest-free loan on current interest rate is about $2,000 value. So I'll give you $2,000 value something else. If you want to, please ask for something else of $2,000 value. So that kind of this is the type that he's talking about. Etat tulyam yad manyase anyam varam vrunishva. But if you want to have something else, some other boon, which is equivalent to this that I'm giving, you can choose that. Okay, whether it is Hiranyam, Ratna Adi Chirajeevikam cha Varshagananam cha Jeevanam. So you can pick in terms of wealth, you can pick in terms of gold, jewelry, or your life, whichever you want to pick. I'm okay with it. Kincha Mahabhumo Mahatyam Prithivyam Nachiketastam Rajadhirajo Bhutva Rajamana Bhavet Yarthaha. Meaning, if you are thinking that I'm going to give you a small kingdom or something, you can become Rajadhiraja. Rajadhiraja means king of kings, meaning emperor. Okay, you can become an emperor. And the very definition of emperor is you have a huge empire and you can enjoy the pleasures of this kingdom. Kincha, furthermore, Kamanam Divyanam Manushanam Chatat Tvam Kamabhajam Kamabhoktaram Karomi. So if you are thinking, these are all like human being related happiness, but I want like divine happiness. Okay. If you're thinking about that way, because see what happened is that when Nachiketa left his body, because you and I, we only have exposure to the pleasures of earth alone. Okay. But Nachiketa has got experience of not the pleasures in itself, but experience of more than one realm. He saw the earthly realm and he saw Yama's realm. So that means that he has seen some other realms as well on the path going to Yama's home. Okay. So now you have exposure to those. So for example, like uh, when growing up in India, what used to happen? You go to a restaurant, they would offer, especially like coming from south, right? Idli, dosa, vada, puri, those kind of things. Then, if you want like, a bigger, better hotel or something like that, I mean like a restaurant like that, then you would have multi-cuisine. What is that multi-cuisine? It is both South Indian and North Indian food. Okay? Paneer-based sabzis and all of those. Then, so that's all our exposure is. Now, when you come to US, suddenly we got exposed to Italian food, we got exposed to Mexican, we got exposed to Chinese, Thai, whatnot, right? So similarly, he also got exposed to different ones now. Okay, so because you have exposure, you can enjoy divyanam manushanam chatva kamabhajam kamabhoktaram. Whatever pleasures that you want of these divine qualities, I can give you. Kincha, furthermore, ye kamaha. ये कामाः प्रार्थनीयाः मर्त्यलोके मनुष्यलोके दुर्लभाः अप्रार्थनीयाः असम्भाव्याः सर्वान् तान् कामान् छन्दतः स्वच्छन्दतः प्रार्थयस्य याचस्व. So what he's saying is that in this Martyaloka means in this Bhuloka, there are certain things that are available for you. Okay, in this Manushaloka, so there are certain things that are available for you, and there are certain things that are not available for you. So Durlabha, or if like some of them are difficult, okay? So beyond reach. And don't worry about those, okay? I can grant all of those to you, even if you're in Manushaloka, I can ensure that you can get access to all those pleasures from all those Divya Lokas, okay? And how imaha apsarasaha ramaha ramanyah sarataha saturyaha savadyah sa kidrushaha idrukaraha lambaniyah praptavyah manushyaih. So now here he's saying that imaha apsarasaha. So see here, these are apsarasas are there. These apsaras means they are the beauties of the Indraloka and Devalokas. Okay. Rama means Lord Rama, right? Here Rama doesn't mean Rama. Rama, the meaning of Rama is bliss. Okay, Ananda. So here, these apsaras are called Rama in a what you call, like in a lighter sense, lighter, no, not lighter, meaning like in a simple sense, where because these women are going to give you pleasure, hence these women are blissful for you. Okay, Ramanya Sarathaha. So Rathas are also there, by the way, like because he is in a different realm. Maybe those are Rathas, these chariots are going where on in the uh, sky. Okay, and in those rathas, in those chariots, these beautiful apsarasas are there. Okay, so and they are not going alone like that. Okay, they have saturyaha savadyaha, meaning like they have going with their musical instruments, etc. These apsarasas are known for dancing very great. Okay, so all of those I can get you. Okay, Sahidrushaha idrupraha lambaniyaha praptavyaha manushyahi, even though they can never attained by regular human beings, I can ensure that you can get access to all of them. Okay, abhi mattat prabhi maya dattabhi paricharyasya atmana parichayaya niyojayasya nachiketaha. Okay, so now sometimes what happens is that you say that I can introduce you to someone in central government, or I can introduce you to someone in a much higher position than you. But what happens? You go there and that person will say, and then you need to list what all you want in a minute or so. And then they'll say, yes, no, okay, we'll take care of it, you go. So what is the relationship between these apsarasas and you? It is not going to be like that. Just because they're apsarasas, they are not going to tell you what to do. No, no, no. They will do parichara for you. Paricharya means they will take care of you. They will serve you like your own servants. Okay? And I'm going to do all of this. However, Maranam Prashnam Uddesha Manu Prakshi Ma Prarthayasva. I'll do all of this, but don't ask me about this death. Cancel your question and leave from this misery. Leave me out of this misery, and this is my prayer to you. This is what he is saying. And then he continued with one more mantra. With that, the Yamas Pralobha for Nachiketa will be complete. Okay. So this the next mantra is 25th mantra. I will chant that. I'll break down the words. There are the simple words. Ye ye kama durlabhaha martyaloke sarvan kamans chandataha. That is got two words. Kaman and chandataha. Prarthayasva. Imaha ramaha. Oh, yeah, actually, we covered the meaning of this one also. Okay, so we did not chant, but the ye kama. So imaha ramaha sarathaha saturya na hidrusha lambhaniya manushyehi abhir abhihi mat pratabihi together becomes abhir mat pratabihi paricharayasva nachiketa. Nachiketo, that is Nachiketa, Maranam, Ma Anu Prakshihi. So that is Ma Anu Prakshihi. So let us chant this. Okay, one of you please go off mute and repeat after me. Ye ye kama durlabha martyaloke sarvan kamaschandataha kamaschandataha prarthayasva ima ramaha sarathaha ratham saturya na hidrusha lambhaniya manushyehi abhimatpratabihi paricharayasva nachiketo maranam manu prakshihi. Okay, so this we have already covered. So there is only thing is that नचिकेतः मरणं समृद्धं प्रश्नं प्रेत्यास्ति नास्ति इति काकदन्तपरीक्षारूपं मा अनुप्राक्षि मैवं प्रष्टुमर्हसि. So here what happened is that he said something more. It is asking the question about this, what happens after death. After death of these three bodies. Again, don't not just physical body, but death of the subtle and causal body, Sukshma and Karneshari. What happens? That inquiry is useless inquiry. He's saying how useless is that? It is Kakadanta Pariksha Rupam. It is like counting how many teeth does a crow have. What difference does it make? Yeah? It doesn't make any difference. So just drop it. This is what he's saying. Now, the Nachiketa is ready to, so Nachiketa has been given all of these offers. And But what is the state of mind of Nachiketa? Nachiketa is not ready to accept any of these. He is ready to give up all of this just for this boon. Now, this is going to show, okay, how strong he is. And here, he is going to enumerate why he doesn't want any of these offerings that are being made by Yama. And he's also going to tell why he is going to stick to his question. So it shows that his Vairagya is based upon Viveka. And Vairagya, the definition of Vairagya is Iha Sargalokeshu Icharahityam. That is the basic definition of Vairagya. That means there is no desire for anything. Iha means here on earth, or Swarga, or something beyond this. Okay, I have no desire for any of this. And because of that dispassion towards the world of objects, whether of this realm or subsequent realm, but my goal is mumukshutvam. That is, mumukshutvam means burning desire for liberation. So, with that intent, I have jignasa, strong wish to learn this. Okay, so that is what he is going to show that in this next mantra. So this next mantra that we are going to chant, okay, is something that we need to keep in our heart all the time. Okay? Whether we know this mantra or not, the essence of this mantra, the meaning of this mantra should be always on top of our mind. So I will break down the words. Shobhavaha, okay, that is because Shobhava, Matyasya, Yadantakaitat, that is Yat, Antaka, Etat. Together becomes Yadantakaitat. Sarva Indriyanam, that is Sarvendriyanam. Jarayanti Tejaha. Api Sarvam Jivitam Alpameva, that is Jivitam Alpam Eva. Together Jivitam Alpameva. Tavaiva, means Tavaeva. Vahastava. Okay. Vahaha tava becomes Vahastava. Nritya tava Nritya Gite. Okay, this is what? This is the response of Nachiketa for all the offerings that Lord Yama gave in last 3 mantras. Okay, so one of you, please repeat after me. Shobhava
स्वभावा
Martasya
मर्तस्य
Yadantakaitat
यदन्तकैतत्
Sarvendriyanam
सर्वेन्द्रियाणां
Jarayanti
जरयन्ति
Tejaha.
तेजः
Api
अपि
Sarvam
सर्वं
Jivitamalpameva
जीवितमल्पमेव
Tavaiva
तवैव
Vahastava
वाहास्तव
Nrutyagite.
नृत्यगीते.
Okay. So this is a interesting one. Okay, so Shankaracharya says, Mrityuna evam pralobhyamanopi nachiketa mahadrava nada vada kshoba aha. So now, when these pralobhas meaning temptations, given by whom? By Mrityu. Okay, when that was given, Api, even though Nachiketa was, how was he? Mahahradava dakshobhya aha. So, this word, Mahahradavakshobhya aha. So, what it means is that he remained like a, this is the Shankaracharya, this commentary, right? Okay. Mahadravada Akshobhya aha, that is, he remained like a huge lake without any ripples despite these tempting offers from Yama. So in a huge lake, the thing is that especially like in North American continent that we are in, we know like this Lake Michigan, etc. Like there's a lot of big lakes, right? So there you throw any number of stones, okay, maybe animals are there, etc. There may be a little ripple here and there, but the overall lake is not at all disturbed. Okay. In the same way, even though these are being offered by all of these temptations are offered, there is no mental agitation in Nachiketa at all. Sho bhavishyanti na veti sandehyamana eva yesham bhavo bhavanam tayopanyasthanam bhoganam te shobhavaha. So, shobhava. Shobhava means passing, ephemeral. Okay? So, their very existence, okay, it is all like, Sandehyamana. Sandehyamana means it is uncertain, like a sandeha. Okay? So they're uncertain. When is it going to be there? When is it not going to be there? Who knows? Sandehyamana eva. Okay. And they are not going to last now, or like they're not going to last tomorrow. What do you mean? Didn't yes, Rama just say that you can live as long as you want. Okay. Now, it is said that uh, Brahmaji, the lifetime, the role Brahmaji, one who has four heads, it is a role. It is a role for creation and dissolution. So Brahmaji's life term is calculated in terms of number of yugas, etc. Right? So there are like about 1,000. So we have Kali Yuga right now, which is the span of Kali Yuga is like 1.75 lakhs. Oh, okay. So that is 175 years. Dwapara Yuga is double that. So that is 3.5 lakhs. Treta Yuga is triple that, triple of Kali Yuga. Okay, 1.75 times 3. And then Kruta Yuga is 4 times of 1.75 lakhs. Okay, so that means that it is 17 lakhs, 50,000 years, 17 and a half lakhs years. That is the one yuga. And this is called Mahayuga. And 1,000 of these Mahayugas would be 1 day of Brahmaji. And 1 night of Brahmaji is again that 1,000 Mahayugas time period. And that way, like he lives for 1,000 years. Sorry, 100 years. So that whole calculation, it comes to about 4.5 trillion years or something like that. That is the lifetime of Brahmaji. It is said that how many Brahmajis are there in this universe? At any given time, there are countless Brahmajis are there. So, and all of them are being born and dead. Like the example that is given is in ocean. If you ever have been close to ocean, if you're standing in the shore, when the ocean waves hit the shore, all those waves turn into bubbles. Okay. And how many bubbles are there? At any given time, thousands of bubbles are forming and thousands of bubbles are bursting. All these Brahmajis' lifetimes are like those bubbles. That is what it said with respect to the eternity of the time. Okay. So, given all this, what is today versus tomorrow? All of this is Nothing. These are all ephemeral. Okay. So this is all temporary. That is what this Shvobhava means. This Shvobhava. Okay. So this Shvobhava, this entire manifestation is not guaranteed, because what happens whenever Brahmaji goes to sleep, we say that we have 14 lokas, right? 14, Chaturdasha Bhuvanani. So Earth is in the center, 7 below, 7 above. We say the ones below are they're called as Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Satala, Patala, like that. There are some 7 below. And above is Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Mahajana, Tapaha, Satyaloka, like that. So whenever Brahmaji goes to sleep, all the 7 below, including Earth, and then all the way up to Suvarloka, they're all demolished whenever Brahmaji goes to sleep. So whenever he wakes up, he needs to build all of this. And the ones on the upper level, okay, the top 4, they are also destroyed when Brahmaji's lifetime is complete. So when new Brahmaji comes, he has to build everything all the way up to 14. So in that way, this entire manifestation itself is not guaranteed. Number one. Furthermore, किंच मर्त्यस्य मनुष्यस्य अंतक हे मृत्यो यत् एतत् सर्वेन्द्रियाणां तेजः तत् जरयन्ति अपक्षयन्ति. See, what happens is these pleasures, the nature of this pleasure is something very interesting. Today, my indriyas are very strong. Yeah, but these indriyas patutvam, meaning the strength of these indriyas keep on diminishing every day. Now the taste for these, the Vishaya Vasanas, meaning Vishaya Vasanas is the ones that are subject matter of these indriyas. Meaning, what is the subject matter of indriyas? So for example, for my tongue, as a Jnanendriya, which is taste, all the food is Vishayas. For my nose, all the good smells. For my ear, all good music, good sounds, good words, praises. Okay, especially those praises of me. Okay, they're all entertaining to me. So like that, all of these are there. But what happens is that over a period of time, none of them will retain their charm. Simple example, right? When we came to US first time, we are exposed to different types of varieties of food. And then we said, okay, this is what I love. I never tasted this. I really loved it. And then we start eating that more often. Now, does it give the same amount of pleasure? No, it doesn't give the same amount of pleasure as we ate for the first time. In fact, as we are aging more and more, because we have tried and tested more and more varieties, well, I'm just talking in terms of food alone, right? Okay, as a simple example, you will never find any additional food that catches your imagination and say, wow, this is something great, I never tasted it. You may say that to praise the person who made that food, but you know that this, like none of this food is mean as much as it was in your childhood. Not because I am older or more mature now, but because I have tasted all the best possibilities already. That is part one. And second aspect is, yes, as I'm getting older, my tongue is changing. Okay, the texture of my tongue is changing. The alignment of my teeth and mouth and everything is changing. So what tasted some as good few years ago is not doesn't give me the same taste, not because the food has changed, but because my mouth structure has changed. Okay, so all of this is with respect to my mouth alone. So now I have How many indriyas I have? I have 14 indriyas. So this teja, this vigor from all of these indriyas are going down and down. Okay. So it's actually 8:32. So I'll pause now. And this is a very important one. So rather than trying to finish this mantra right now, I want to take additional time and we cover it in our next session also. So any of you have got any questions based on whatever you heard so far today? If there are no questions, shall we close? पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thank you all. Have a great week ahead and we'll meet next week.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.